Hi there, just before we start the video, I'd just like to remind you that I have an email subscription list. You can find the URL for the list in the description for this video, or you can find it on my websites, russleach.com, comicbookblackbelt.com, or onlydeathcansavus.com. That's the name of the book, Only Death Can Save Us. I won't be filling your inbox up. It'll just be short bits of information about the book or things that are going on the channel. The book is a cosmic Bronze Age inspired journey. That's art and story. So if you like the way comics used to be, hopefully you'll really like this book. So that's it for now. Let's get on with the video. Hi there, welcome back to the dojo. This video is another one of those videos that I go through some of my old work from Draw Marvel way. But as with all these things, it's got another purpose. So what I try to do is show some of the workings out from some of the older pieces. Viewers or subscribers, people are telling me they like this. They like seeing my workings out. They like seeing how I produce those pieces. And that kind of brought me on to the subject that I was going to talk about while I'm showing these 4 clips. So it's just 4 pieces from Draw the Marvel way. I've shown them before, but I'm going deeper in. I'm drilling down deeper into how they were produced. And the subject is honesty, I suppose. Being honest about your artwork, but also adding to that honesty fear. Fear of being caught out at cheating, or fear of being caught out of being a fraud in some way, a hack. If you're producing artwork on a regular basis and you need to hit deadlines, okay, and it's your business, then there is absolutely nothing wrong with doing whatever you need to do to get the work done. I'm on record as saying that I don't particularly like the idea of using 3D figures when producing comic strip, because I feel it stilts storytelling process. However, that doesn't mean that it's completely wrong or should never be done, or that I think everyone that uses that technique is a cheat. I don't believe that. That's just something I want to do for myself. But every artist, every creator and production person needs to balance their creative skills, their and let's face it, in most of us, their requirement and their need to improve upon their abilities and get better and better over time, and also a deadline. And that doesn't mean the other thing I was saying about it being sort of professional or full-time. It doesn't matter if you're full-time either. If you're someone who draws comics and it's the thing that you want to do in your spare time, if you want it to be a hobby forever, or if you're on your way to hopefully making it something that you want to do as part of your full-time employment, as your career, it doesn't make any difference, because we're all under a deadline of one form or another. So, you know, the deadline effectively is the leveler, whether you're a career creative, a career professional artist, or whether you're doing it for the love of it, or whether you're doing it on the way to being a career professional. So with that said, I'll start up the movie. So far you've just been seeing stills in the background of stuff that I've done. This was a rocket raccoon. So what I'm doing is I'm opening up all the sketch work at the base of this. Not all these examples are great examples of what I've just been talking about, but there is one particularly good example of it at the end of the video with Dr. Doom. So as you can see, this is me just nipping through, showing how I've broken it up. For instance, the gun as well, using layers to break it up, using techniques like tools that you would use for straight lines and what have you, and parallel lines as well, not having to work that out on your own, you know, having a tool to do that within Photoshop. I use Lazy Numo, I think that's how you pronounce it, which is a fantastic tool. I have to say, I think it's overblown now, so I may well roll back to an earlier version of it. This is interesting. These were power poses. So you can see what I'm doing here is just showing you the base elements. So I've gone in and I've done the figure drawing, and then flicked in some detail over the top, and then produce the final pencil, and did that with all 3 of these figures. There's Gamora again. First things first, anatomy, flicking everything in over the top, your final pencil, and then Wonder. Again, just same straightforward process, building up your layers. But what I'm opening up here is showing how my layer process works. And although technically it's very similar to the way it's done traditionally, so for instance, if you're looking at my favourite book, Draw the Marvel Way, you'll see that, you know, master artist John Buscema, or if you see the video actually on YouTube, you can find that. It's really good, really worth watching. He'll talk about sketching and then going over the top of that sketch and finally inking over the top of that. And that's pretty much what you're doing with layers in Photoshop or in Clip Studio. It's pretty much the same thing, but there is a difference from the perspective of it's easier and cleaner to do it that way. So it gives you the opportunity to draw in a slightly different way. The basics are the same, but it's the tools are really helping out, and that's part of what I'm showing here, is just showing how the range of tools, digital tools, are helping me produce the work that I'm producing. I don't know what I'd be doing if I was still doing it all traditionally. Obviously I still do traditional work, I do commissions all the time, and some of my pages from my book will be traditional, but it does help. Now, so here's the example. I needed to get a Doctor Doom out quick, and I wanted to put him on a chair, and so I went and found a chair, and I effectively placed him in it. So I'm showing my creative abilities, as it were, to create the figure to put within the chair, but I went and traced the chair. I needed to get it done, it needed to be done. Obviously I embellished the chair, I put skulls on it and lots of different patterns and what have you, but I needed to get a chair and I needed that angle, and I flipped through Google and went and got it and got the job done. And this is not something I would have necessarily shown a few years back, but now I appreciate much more after doing it to a deadline, producing work to a deadline, and getting paid to produce work to a deadline, that you know, sometimes you just need to do stuff like that. So don't be afraid of admitting to people that you do that. There's nothing wrong with a bit of tracing, there's nothing wrong with a bit of 3D modelling. Just be aware that when you're producing comic books, when you're producing stories, that you don't overuse those techniques, because it can really stilt the way that you tell a story. Certainly from my perspective, that's how I feel about it. You can see just like some base sketches that were down for those power poses. This one, I don't have the colour to this, unfortunately, but yeah, I really enjoyed doing this. It's and again, showing you the real basic sketch work on this. Flick in a sketch, rough idea, get the muscles right, and then go straight into the inks. And again, it becomes very powerful. But it's being, as I was saying just a minute ago, it's about being honest about what you do in your artwork. Not so much honest to other people, but honest to yourself. And by being honest to yourself about, oh well, I will trace that, or I will use a 3D model for that, it means that you can produce quicker. And you also select the bits that you think you're going to use certain techniques for, and it means that you increase the speed of your production overall, so that once you start getting to know how you can put things together, like I have a library of hands, for instance, that I use as reference, and I've drawn all those hands, but I keep dropping those hands into the work that I do in order to make my process quicker. So there's absolutely nothing with doing that kind of thing. So like I say, to finish off, don't be afraid of admitting to yourself, I can use these techniques in order to get a job done. Just don't rely on them to make your work the best it can be. Use them as techniques in order to get the work out as quickly as possible for your particular production schedule, and to the standard that you want to reach. So that's it for today. We're just finishing off with seeing the colours. Once again, all the colours here were by James Freddy. Superb stuff. I was really pleased with this Deadpool, actually. It was one of my favourites. And all the colours, like I say, were done by James, and they're all wonderful. So I'm finishing off now. As I said at the start of the video, I will have dropped a little message. Hit me up on my email subscription list. That's where I can keep everybody informed about the new book that's on its way next year. The videos that I'm producing at the moment are filling in to a degree because I can't show you anything that I'm doing professionally because I'm under NDA. So I'm trying to put out content that's still sort of reasonably fresh and fun, and also most importantly informative, because my channel is not a drama channel. I'm here to show you the way that I work, and hopefully that work will be of some use to you in the future in your production. That's what the channel is about. It's about artwork, storytelling, and comic books. It's not about anything else. So unfortunately that does mean that when I'm working for someone else and they're taking up a lot of my time and I can't show that work because I'm under NDA, and that does happen quite a bit, that I have to go and find other stuff to show you guys. But it's still working out, and I'm really pleased with the growth on the channel. It's great to see so many people subscribing. Thank you so much for subscribing. It means a huge amount for you to want to subscribe to the channel and watch me bleating on about artwork and hopefully being of some use to you. So like I say, sign up for the email subscription list. Catch me on Twitter, on Facebook, I'm over on Minds, and you know, the usual places: russleach.com, comicbookblackbelt.com, onlydeathcansavus.com. I will be putting up more stuff there soon, I promise, because I have actually started some production on that. And that's about it for today. So thanks again for joining me in the dojo, and I'll see you in another video again real soon. Bye bye. Thanks for watching Comic Book Black Belt. If you've enjoyed the content from this video, please like, share or subscribe, and come over and follow me on Twitter. It's been great having you in the dojo. See you again soon.